David, thanks. Well, police in Appleton responding after a video posted online raised concerns about immigration enforcement in the area. The department says this video you see here does not show ICE agents and is clarifying what it can while its investigation continues. Tonight, I spoke with the woman who recorded the video.
And then two guys, one had a sheriff's vest on, tactical vest, and another guy with a black hoodie with police printed on it, and he had an assault rifle.
A video shared on social media Tuesday bringing questions about law enforcement activity in Appleton. The video shows a group of men wearing vests and carrying weapons walking through a neighborhood. Online posts questioning if the men were federal immigration agents. Appleton Police confirmed the men were not ICE agents in a social media post, saying in part, quote, "These were not ICE agents, but rather a local multi-jurisdictional drug task force operating in Appleton with support from Appleton officers." The woman who filmed the men, Kim Kendall, says she did not know who the men were at first and called 911.
Basically the masks and the assault rifles. That concerned me. If anything was going to happen, I wanted some kind of a record of it.
In response to community questions, Appleton Police directed Action 2 News to their immigration policy. The policy states officers do not enforce federal civil immigration law and do not detain people solely based on immigration status. According to police, the investigation connected to the operation remains active, which limits what they can release at this time. Appleton Police also say anyone who questions an officer's identity should contact the department directly.